The image you're looking at is Giacomo Casanova. Some of you, that name might ring a bell due to popular culture having popularized his name. He's one of the most widely known ladies' men from history. And this guy, he wore lipstick, wigs, glossed his nails, and had an affinity for fancy perfumes like the ladies wore. Okay, now the thing is, why I'm bringing this up and why I have this man here on the screen will become relevant later during this broadcast. In the meantime, I'd like to address a few trolls who have been hounding a friend of mine, a YouTube associate, who is otherwise known as Tariq Sultan, a performer. Now, these trolls are so insecure in their own manliness. Every two replies to any comment is, I'm twice the man you'll ever be. Be a man. Man up. These trolls have such insecurity that they must mention their masculinity every passing comment. They have to. They have to. They're stuck in it. They're stuck in the Western interpretation of the cartoonishly restrictive idea of what masculinity is. It's like, we're men, we're men, we're men, we're men, we're men.
Look at me. I'm like Superman.
We're men, we're men, we're men, we're men, we're men.
When Kirby's kicked in the groin, warning signals rocket to his brain at 265 miles an hour. How was
was tremendous.
Your shin went right up into his groin. What did you feel?
I felt this pelvic bone and also a couple of nuts as well, but
We're men. Man! Did I mention men? You guys are trying too hard. You understand?
You, turn around.
You prefer the view from behind?
No, well, yes. You know I can't lie.
I'm reminded of the time when I was trying to get into fashion design, and one of my teachers suggested that if I'm going to be designing clothing for people to wear, I should at least get out there. Even though I'm not a model, I'm not like 6'1", I don't have the high cheekbones, the streaming six packs, the bouncing pecs. Even though I am not a model, I need to get out there and feel the clothes around me, feel all the clothing around me, and feel what it's like to walk down a catwalk. That way, when I'm at the drawing table and I'm designing, say, a pair of pants or a vest or anything like that, I know exactly what the person who's wearing it will be feeling when they walk down the path. Now, when I went to the class for that, I was told to put a book on top of my head and walk from one pillar, because the dance room had like 6 pillars on each side, right? And I was told to walk from one pillar straight to the other pillar without the book dropping off my head. If the book is falling on the ground, do not catch it with my hands. Walk straight, try to strut, be as gallant and as physically pedantic, and strident as I can, right? While trying to look good, but keeping my spine straight so that the book won't fall. I couldn't do it. I've done martial arts. I couldn't do it. I've done kung fu. I couldn't do it. Eventually, I was able to, but that day, I couldn't do it. Now, keep that in mind as we look at this performer, Tariq Sultan, as he pulls off this. Now, upon seeing this display here, the immediate thought that came to my mind was how badass this is. That I can't even walk with a book on top of my head, let alone whatever that was, a hookah, is it? Or a bottle of wine, right? I can't walk with a textbook on my head. You understand that? The amount of the balance and the cadence and the bodily awareness that someone has to pull something like this off and make it look entertaining and basically keep an audience immersed in what he's doing. This is an art form. Apparently, it goes back to Egypt. I don't know if it's ancient Egypt or if it's like medieval Egypt. I don't know. But apparently, this goes back a long way. And the belly dancers that we're used to seeing, it's a product of commercialization because many people have gone to those places like Turkey, Iraq, Egypt, and when they see that both people are dancing, both men and women, and I guess everything in between for my LGBTQIA people out there, they, the businessmen that I mean, are straight cisgendered men from the West. And so when they get there, they want to see only the women because they sexualize everything. We in the West sexualize everything. So they pay more money to pay to watch a female performers dance. And so that became a thing. And so what art form did they export back to their own countries? Hey, you should have seen how these women dance, neglecting that both men and women and everything in between were dancing that same way, that they were all partaking in that art form. The performer also educated me on all of this, right? And again, whenever something comes into my sphere, I put it through a fact checking environment. And I fact checked this, and he's absolutely correct. My mind was blown. Mind was blown. Keeping that in mind, the trolls who have been spreading propaganda about this performer, If you go to their channels, I don't recommend it, but if you want to torture yourself for a few minutes, go to their channels and see how articulate they are. Not, we're not talking about dancing here. We're not talking about dancing, sports, fighting, anything. We're talking about the simple art of opening your face and letting sound come out of it. That simple act. I need you to listen to them and hear the amount of mm, 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 and then you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you feel me? Because I feel like it drives me nuts. Why can't you articulate? Drives me insane, drives me up a wall. None of the things I'm saying here or ever say on this channel is written. I turn on this fucking mic and I ride out. Same thing for Truth Teacher, same thing for Radical Latino, same thing for Denise, same thing for the performer. The trolls who have been dragging him through the mud, they can basically benefit from maybe writing what they're supposed to say down. Because they can't cut on the mic and ride out like we do. They're not articulate enough. Okay? And here, what we have are a bunch of morons who are overflowing with joy, who are ecstatic, ebullient at the thought of dragging a highly artistic and creative person through the mud. Someone who's better than them at everything that they try to do. Not everything he tries to do. He's better than them at everything they try to do. Like building a platform, like articulating themselves well, like moving through cubic space as a human being. And this, for many of them, this will hurt their feelings. He's better at them at true history. Oops. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? So this performer knows more history, speaks better with more fluid cadence, is a performer. Let's get back to performing for a little bit. Many of you who have been on stage, how many of you have been on stage? Right? Type 1 if you've ever been on stage. Type 2 if you haven't. If you've ever been on stage and you fight through that crippling fear, matter of fact, what I suggest is backstage, you get rid of that shit right away. Whatever you got to do, right? Good or bad. Okay? Some performers, their methods of dealing with it is bad. Okay? Drugs, alcohol, etc. However, there are other ways to deal with it. Maybe you throw up. Maybe you have a little bit more to eat than usual because you count on throwing up. Some people deal with it through that way. Other people, they do breathing exercises. You get rid of the butterflies, right? Then you got to come out and look into the eyes of what? Dozens, maybe hundreds of people? How many people were in that room that this performer had to put on everything for, right? These critics can't even muster enough self-confidence to speak properly on StreamYard. Can you imagine how they would embody their own biology on stage? The amount of knees buckling, the amount of teeth chattering, the amount of quivering, the amount of, I mean, if you think there's I feel like if there's a lot of that in their StreamYard videos, imagine if they were to have to go on stage like this performer. Now, I think that'll be enough of that. I just wanted to, this has been a little bit of, Should have done that before, but since I did it now, let's give us a little more this and that. These trolls who have done this, they've gone as far as to call this man a pedophile because he wanted to educate the public. The public, not these guys. There's no educating these guys. He wanted to educate the public on the root genesis of belly dancing, that it wasn't sexualized at all at its inception, that it was a cultural dance, that both men, women, uh, 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 you know, children, adults, they all dance that way. Heck, if they had pets and they could teach it to dance that way, they'd probably do it too. But everybody practiced that form of movement. And so when he went out to Egypt, this performer, and he had, I don't know, a JVC camera. It looks pretty old as far as footage goes. And he had his camera with him. He decided to record the wider swath of society that practice the dance. Adults, children, men, women, how everyone does it. And because there were children there practicing this dance. Now, mind you, neither is this dance sexualized. It's neither sexualized nor is it sexual. So no one sexualizes these children, nor are these children performing anything sexual. The man is just recording, hey, this is how everyone dances. And children happen to be there. And he's like, hey, and he puts the camera down. Even children dance that way. So you know it has nothing to do with stripping or anything like that. Because he had this piece of evidence to come back and educate the Western public with, these trolls went ahead and desperately, because they have nothing else to counter this man's arguments with, nothing else to refute anything he has to say, they say, oh, this is perverted. This guy's a pedophile, not knowing what the word actually means, by the way. The other accusations looming around from this band of trolls is that this performer happens to be LGBTQIA. Now, you know, on the Brotep channel, we support the LGBTQIA community. All right. We consider ourselves sort of allies. I mean, we don't go as far as to march, you know, and pride, pride parades or anything like that. But the LGBTQIA community knows that at least on this platform, we will not bash them and we will not allow anyone to bash them. So that's the best we can do as allies here on this Brotep channel. So with these guys saying, well, he must be gay, and they dropped enough F words and enough B words. Okay? And they even had memes of some guy. I don't know if the guy was speaking directly to the performer or if it's something that they use as found art, so that they can basically memify him. But whatever it was insulting enough. It's insulting enough to get my attention, at least. Like, hey, what is this? What else is floating around out there? He was hounding or harassing someone who he was trying to debunk. Okay. So because this person that he was trying to debunk, the performer was trying to debunk this person, and this person was going around adding to the ecosystem of anti-blackness that's causing so much harm to our society. And so anytime this person showed up, the performer, and his personal account would come up, be like, hey, you shouldn't be saying this because you are black yourself. Look at your photo. Because he's doing this, he's not allowing you to add to the ecosystem, to foment the environment that produced the tragedies of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Sandra Bland. Because he did these things, he was harassing you. Maybe he should have just sat back and allowed you to cultivate. Everything would be fine. Correct? Now, all that being said, the sauce is over. That's enough. Enough of that. That's as much time as I'm gonna give this thing. It got me kind of mad, but I might. I might. What I actually wanted to do was use whatever little platform I have to echo the message that this performer had for the public in terms of his art form. And by the way, you trolls have done the opposite of what you intended. Did you really think, especially now, with the world being more accepting and enlightened in terms of how males can exist, did you really think there's only one way to exist in the male? What's the word I'm looking for? In the male experience? You thought there was only one way? So maleness has to be aggression and hyper masculinity. Bloodsport, right? Has to be Bloodsport, Matrix, John Wick, NASCAR, beer, steak. Those are the only ways to be a man. Machismo, right? Come on, guys. Come on. Stop playing games. Now, we're going to read just a little bit of like maybe a paragraph or two about the history of that dance, right? So it's reading time with your Negro, Brotep. So what you're looking at here, I'm hoping you can see the screen. You never know though. I could be not sharing anything because, I don't have enough European admixture to make my brain work right. Give me a second. See? I gotta make sure. History and origins of belly dance. The terminology. The origin of the name belly dance comes from the French danse du ventre, which translates as dance of the stomach. Saul Bloom is said to have been the first one to use the Saul Bloom. That's a beautiful name. Is that a guy or girl? Saul Bloom. That's awesome. Saul Bloom is said to have been the first one to use the term belly dance for the dancers of the Chicago's World Fair in 1893. Belly dance is also often referred to as Oriental dance and also sometimes as Raqs Sharqi. Oh, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The performer, Tariq Sultan, will probably correct me on that because he's an expert. By the way, not only does he perform through all that, through all the nervousness and the things that would cripple most of us, being on stage in front of hundreds of people performing this stuff, but he's also an instructor. This is Arabic for dance of the East. The term danse du ventre, from which belly dance originates, had originally had originally racist connotations, so there is currently a debate going on about whether the term belly dance should still be used. No, I don't see anything wrong with rock. Why don't is it pronounced rock? Like, rock on, dude. I wouldn't mind that. Rock Sharky. Rock Sharky. Just call it Rock Sharky. It's badass enough. According to some, it should be avoided and replaced possibly with Oriental dance. But Oriental is also kind of racist, though. In order to dissociate this dance form from the misconceptions associated to it, according to others, the term belly dance is here to stay. It is the most known way of naming this dance form, and it has now lost its racist connotations anyway. The racist implications of the term belly dance are concerning, but I often find that if I call it Oriental dance, people think I'm referring to a dance from the Far East, from countries such as China, Korea, or Japan. The Arabic for Oriental dance, Raqs Sharki, seems lately to refer to one particular style, which does not include dances such as Raqs Shabi, Baladi, and American Tribal. Andrea Dagon, whatever, prefers to call this dance Sita, solo improvised dance based on torso articulation. Ooh, solo improvised dance based on torso articulation. That's awesome. While I like this term, I do not think it is right for every type of what we call belly dance, as, for example, tribal is done in groups, and also Raksharki. When it is performed outside of its countries of origin, it's sometimes performed in groups and to a choreography rather than being improvised. Also, Sita could refer to many other dance forms that we would not consider belly dance, such as Moroccan Shikat. I'm learning a lot. So it is still hard, in my opinion, to define exactly what this dance genre includes. Maybe we should not talk about belly dance as one dance genre at all, but we should isolate different types of dance. That's what I found out, by the way. That's what I found out. After speaking to the performer, I kind of like checked around with some friends, did some digging. Apparently, this thing is only being made fun of by the trolls. Everyone else outside of Western society loves it. So much so that every one of them are trying to take credit for its genesis. The Hindus say they got it first. The Turks say they got it first. The Egyptians say they got it first. The Arabs say they got it first. The South Africans say they got it first. Everyone wants to take credit for this thing. Meanwhile, the trolls, the numbnuts and knuckleheads, are making fun of the performer for being an expert at it. Let's continue. Should isolate different types of dance that so far. Oh, trolls, how are you liking my articulation? How I can read this article, I swear to you, the first time, and read it with such articulation. It's like I read it 4, 5, 6 times over. Meanwhile, I go to some of your channels. I go to most of your channels, and you're rattling through things that are supposed to be coming from your mind. People like the performer, when he's not performing on stage or teaching history, he's making videos. In those videos, this man is speaking 5, 6 concepts ahead of the listener. Let me repeat that again. This man is speaking 5 or 6 concepts ahead of the listener, not ahead of himself, ahead of the listener. You people can't keep 5 or 6 words in your head. Wow. Just wow. Maybe I should just continue here. According to some, the dance form that today many call belly dance is extremely old, and traces of it can be found up to 6,000 years ago in some pagan societies who used to worship the feminine deity to celebrate women's fertility as something magic. Now, there's a concept called duality, and the Hindus practice it a lot in the forms of Kali, Shiva, There's some other deities too that I can't name off top of my head right now, but they're deities, they're devis, as some of them call them. They're gods and devis. They often embody duality, masculine and feminine at the same time. Like Kali and Shiva, for example. I've heard them referred to as gods and goddesses for some reason. Like Kali, I've heard her referred to as a goddess and a god. So there exists a duality. And in terms of the human experience, a lot of times in my voice you can detect a slight lilt. It's not severe, like say someone like Eddie might have. Now, the reason why Eddie may have a lilt may be due to his sexuality, but many of us human beings, when we embody everything that makes us us, we can't just sit on one end of the spectrum of existence because we're a duality, we're a balance, we're a scale. So there should be male on one end, female on the other end. If you get a proper balance, right? And whatever that balance means to you, by the way, if it's like 80-20, 60-40, whatever that balance means to you, then that's what the balance is. So if you get a proper balance according to your destiny and your standards, then you should be okay. And you should be okay with however it is that you embody yourself. And so with me, oftentimes my lilt comes out when I try to be pedantic and I try to be more articulate to stress a point. A lot of times my finesse comes out and it can come off as a lilt. Some of you trolls probably don't even know what the word lilt means. A lilt is the inflection that you often associate with the F word. Oh, where you been, loaf? Right? That's the lilt. When someone's speaking a certain way and it's like, hi, right? So instead of like a guy who's embodying his masculine, be like, hi. And the person who's being more, aloof and have more finesse in their tone, they go, hi. That's a lilt. And depending on how severe the lilt is, sometimes it may go into sexuality, like indicating sexuality. I'm no expert, by the way. So everything I say here, go ahead and put it through a fact checking environment. If you find something better than what I've said, you come back here and let me know, and I will readjust based on new findings. I have a scientific mind. So I'm always open to new facts. Now, let's continue here. In spite of this, there has been a tendency in the last 40 years to associate belly dance with spirituality and the power of the feminine. This did I think I missed I missed a paragraph here. Hold on. Women's fertility as something magic. However, there is little evidence that early pagan rituals are in any way connected to belly dance. This type of dance is supposed to be indeed good for preparing women's body to give birth, but there does not seem to be proof of any link to ancient fertility rituals. In spite of this, there has been a tendency in the last 40 years to associate belly dance with spirituality and the power of the feminine. This may be due to the fact that the feminist movement in the 70s and 80s in the USA rediscovered belly dance as a form of dance that empowers women. Yes, I've heard of this. In fact, a lot of really hot chicks they take up belly dance. Two things that I've found personally that really hot women, and a lot of times white women, a lot of white women too, they take up belly dance and capoeira. Right, a lot of them. You go to a capoeira class, it's like a gang of white women. You know what I mean? Okay, and it's supposed to be like black dudes with dreadlocks jumping and kicking, but it's a whole bunch of white women. Maybe they come in there to check for big black dudes or whatever. But hey, who knows, man? What we call hold on one second. What we call today today belly dance seems to be specific type the specific type of dance that comes from Turkey and Egypt. By looking at these specific movements of belly dance, some say that there could have been an influence coming from India. See, this is what I've gotten from people all over. They're like, hey, no, I came from India. Like Indian people who I've spoken to, with whom I've spoken, with whom I've spoken, they were like, hey, this came from here. I practiced it since I was a kid. It's always been part of the culture. This is where they got it from. Everyone's trying to take credit for this thing. So we come back to this end of YouTube, this part of the YouTube streets, and knuckle dragon morons are making it seem like a guy who's an expert at this world-renowned art is somehow goofy. Oh, wow, it's a hell of a thing. I guess we're living in the upside down. I think that's about enough. If you want to learn more about this thing, you can look it up for yourself. If you find anything more extensive than I have researched, go ahead, come back here, and then we will update our findings, okay? Let me see where we at. We're at 35 minutes. I think we're about to start wrapping it up. That's a lot of comments. I think we're about to start wrapping it up. This has been a closed panel. But let me see. If people are asking for an open panel, I might consider it. We may have enough time. It's 36 minutes right now. Let me see what's going on. If it's morons up in the, let me see what's going on here. Potro status, you're a little all over the place, if I might opine. With all due respect, I don't fault you. You're young, testing the waters, etc. Well, it seems to me, El Inquisidor, that you've said a lot of very weird things on these platforms. So maybe you're a little young, if I may opine, with all due respect. Shia Enforcer says gay people are inherently white. Okay, so the trolls are out. The trolls are out. All right. Okay. The trolls are out. I took capoeira in the 9th grade. I never wanted to do it, nor was even interested in it. Then why'd you do it, Moses Picard? Try something else. There are many other cultural arts that you could have practiced. Hey, like belly dance. You're dead food, bruv. What is, wow, bro LGBT and capitalism. She enforcer. See, you guys are showing me who to block over here. I think I'm gonna start blocking. Like, I'm trying to clean this act up. Bruh, truth teacher should come to the actual Middle East. We have gay pride meetings on the rooftops. Oh, that's pretty funny, Arab homie. Yeah, you have gay pride meetings on the rooftops. For those of you who are unaware of what he's making a joke about here. By the way, do I have any mods in the room? Please get rid of what's this guy's name here? Arab something. He's a troll and he's saying anti-LGBT things. So if you guys catch him in here, please boot him out. All right, we don't support that over here. We don't support that. Get him out of here. Give him this on the way out. And show him the door, window, fielder's choice. We don't do that over here. We don't do that over here. If I don't have any mods in the room, I'm gonna go ahead and go to YouTube later on, and I'll find you, Arab, whatever your name is, and then I'll kick you off there. El Inquisidor says, I come in peace. Well, El Inquisidor, I get that you come in peace, but we were on a mutual platform, El Inquisidor, and I asked very sensible questions. And when I did that, I don't know if it was Klaus Van something and someone else, maybe Guillermo. They put me on timeout and then kicked me out. And then they said among each other and then said to you, gotta get the charcoal out. What did that mean, El Inquisidor? If I may ask, what did that mean? Gotta get the charcoal out. Can you explain that to me? Since you come in peace, maybe you could bring some enlightenment to this conversation. No. I'm not asking if they're your friends. Hold on. El Inquisidor, I'm not asking if they're your friends. When you high fived them, right? When they said, yeah, you gotta get the charcoal out, and you high fived them for it, like ha ha ha, ha, right? So what did that mean? Gotta get the charcoal out. Can you explain to me what that meant? Temasuna. Klaus is a clown and his homies. Klaus is clown and his homies? Okay. That seems like, white supremacist on white supremacist crime. So I'll stay out of this one. Brotep, that was in response to Potro's status, thinking he didn't have to support LGBT in order to support you. No, he doesn't have to support LGBTQIA plus in order to support me. You can support me, and you can support anyone. Just don't bash anyone on this platform. So let's say you don't support LGBTQIA plus. That's up to you, but you don't have to bash them here on this platform. Just don't say anything. But if you come here and you're using all kinds of you dropping f bombs, and making fun of people's speech patterns because they have a lilt and things like that, and calling people yo you've all these types of things. Yeah, no, you gotta go. My best guess? No, 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 no. This is not your best guess, El Inquisidor. You high fived them, so you know exactly what it was. You wouldn't be guessing. My best guess is that they had to remove the non-Hispanic element in the black variant. So you think that's okay, my fellow brother in Christ? Is that okay with you, El Inquisidor? Keeping in mind also that all the people I'm talking about here are pseudo intellectuals who speak nonsense on their platform, by the way. Nonsense. They've come on this platform and many adjacent platforms to this one. And when they have done so, we have brought counter arguments to their talking points. And they've gotten angry and attacked us personally. One guy is determined to be my life coach. Like, dude, I don't need a life coach. How I live life is how I live life. I need a debating opponent. You can be someone else's life coach. Ask them if they've gotten married yet, if they've given their life to Christ, if they've taken matrimony, have they had children out of wedlock? Not to my knowledge, but right? Ask them about that shit. I'm expecting a decent argument based on the topics. So when you have guys coming through like that, you can't say my best guess is no, 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 no. These are your running buddies. They're your road dogs. They're your road dogs. You must know what they mean. You high five them for it. Stop playing games. Now, hold on. You have to, 1 second. You have to understand we are different people with common interests. No, 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 no. El Inquisidor, you're either a brother in Christ or you're not. So I was a literal altar boy and literal choir boy. And you have told me that because I was a once practicing Catholic, now my faith has lapsed a little bit due to life being what it is. Life is life, right? But due to my being baptized and my having literally been a choir boy and a altar boy, having that background in Catholicism, and still the only thing, even though my faith has wandered a little bit, I still have a strong foundation in the belief in God, right? So you have told me that that makes you my brother despite skin color, right? Now if that happens to be true, how would you feel if your brother, yeah, I know you're listening, how would you feel your brother is making an argument instead of addressing your brother's argument like, hey bro, I don't think you're thinking about this in the right way, da 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 da, and the racial dynamic in this thing the racial dynamic in this thing is such that you don't understand where it's coming from in terms of Hispanicity and the Latino experience. So maybe the black thing is what you may be more qualified to speak on. Instead of coming at me that way, you basically high five your guy for saying gotta get the charcoal out. Know what I mean? No, that's not being a brother in Christ, El Inquisidor. That's inconsistent. That's what we call an inconsistency. You get what I'm saying? You get what I mean? So anyhow, I get you. No, I get you come in peace. I get it. All right. I was just pointing out an inconsistency. Okay. Now, let me see what else is going on the platform here. Anything else anybody want to address? Because a lot's been going on in these YouTube streets, right? For example, those of you who keep, I don't know, taking bites, whole bites out of my jugular for speaking on Hispanic matters, do you guys still feel that way now that I've employed Hispanic artists and they are actually getting money from me to feed their families? And no, if Bitcoin is listening, it's not charity. I'm the one gaining something. They're gaining something too. But for me, the artwork is so good, and I'm so blessed to have these guys work on my property, on my intellectual property. I consider it a lopsided agreement. Even though I'm paying them money, I feel like I should give them part of the property. However, it will complicate things when I have to sell the property later, so I can't give them part of the property. You get what I'm saying? So it's not charity by any means. It's an exchange. However, they are still my employees or my freelance employees, and I'm still their employer. So those of you who have been saying, well, this black guy talk about black things and stop talking on his, do you still feel that way now that I've employed Hispanic freelance people? Also, hey, have you guys spoken yet? Because you know what? I don't usually do this, but while I'm looking through what's going on in Haiti, Jamaica, Trinidad, all these different places, I look for what's happening in other spots as well, especially in the what do you call it, Latin America? Okay, and due to my exposure to Denise Gonzalez's channel, one second here. Technical difficulties. Due to my exposure to Denise Gonzalez's channel, she's, by the way, she is a breaking news channel now, apparently, on top of everything else, where she's informative on economics, socio-political, matters. She's also a breaking news channel. She beat many outlets to the news that happened in Puerto Rico, right? So, on the topic of Puerto Rico, I don't usually do this, but I was curious as to the people who keep telling me to stay my black ass out of Hispanic matters, right? If they covered Puerto Rico, did you guys cover Puerto Rico? Because when I went on those platforms, do you know what I saw? While Puerto Ricans, fellow Hispanic brothers and sisters, while Puerto Ricans have no power tonight or last night, I don't know what their status is right now. I'm going to check as soon as I leave here. While they had no power a few hours ago, right? 12, 24 hours ago, while they had no power, while the blood that they had for transfusions went bad, while their insulin went stale, while their food went poisonous, moldy, because no refrigeration, because of lack of electricity. While that was occurring, the channels who told me to stay out of Hispanic matters, what were they covering? Whether this person or that person considers themselves Hispanic, or if they're suffering from lack of Hispanic pride, if they're suffering from an identity crisis, whether they consider themselves black or not. That's what was being covered. Whether this actress or the singer or this Instagram thought embraces their Dominicanness and their Puerto Ricanness and their El Salvadorianness. That's what was being covered. You still got heat for me? No smoke? No smoke for what's happening in Puerto Rico? Where before that, this dude was willing to let turtles die, the turtles who've been there before this man was born, before his whole family was born on that island, who's part the turtles that are part of that ecosystem, turtles that if they die right now, you have no idea how it will affect that environment. Just like the bees. Did you guys hear that if we lose bees, we might as well just leave this planet? Did you guys hear about that? They're such a crucial part of the ecosystem and environment. All right. So these turtles, I forgot what they're called, carre or something like that. They're being endangered right now. They're being endangered because the Paul brothers, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they drove their whole Jeeps through that bitch, all up and down that beach, killing those turtles, running all through their nests. They did that shit. Carry. Thank you, El Inquisidor. Carry turtles. Right? And then their own governor over there, I don't know if it's a governor or mayor, one of them, is so corrupt that he's willing to sacrifice that entire species so that he can build an infinity pool. For those unaware what an infinity pool is, for some reason, if you're not aware, I mean, many stars from all this Pimp My Ride and MTV Cribs or whatever the hell old shows that we all grew up with, right? If you haven't seen an infinity pool there, I don't know what to tell you, but an infinity pool is kind of like a pool where all you see is a horizon and water falling off. Sort of what the Europeans thought the planet was up until, I don't know, Arabs and black people told them, no, 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 you don't fall off the edge. No, you don't fall off the edge. Before the Black Moors told them that shit, they actually believed. Your famous explorers actually believe, yeah, you fall off the edge of that shit. Dun, 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 the more you know, right? Anyhow, it's been 51 minutes. We need more turtles. Campesino, I hope you're not trolling, because that's a serious problem. El Inquisidor, Jake Paul out of PR now. Gringo go home. Yeah. I mean, I don't usually ascribe to xenophobia, but in this case, I don't think it's xenophobia at all. I think that a lot of outsiders, white, black, and whatever, are coming into Puerto Rico. That's with an L, right? An L sound. Puerto Rico, are coming into Puerto Rico and causing so much damage, and then they're leaving. They come in, cause damage, and leave. Just like, I guess, you know what? This is why you guys should really understand what African Americans are going through. Because what happens with African Americans is that, wow, that's a lot of fireworks outside. What a lot of African Americans go through is that outsiders who look like them, they come here and they cause damage and they leave. Remember Botham John? That I think he was Bahamian. That brother from Bahamas who came here, he was a preacher or a young preacher, and he was a sports athlete. He was a good scholar in school, got top grades and stuff like that. This guy was a golden boy. And he sat in his living room eating some ice cream, watching, I don't know, the playoffs or something like that. And then a white supremacist woman kicked down his door and shot him dead. Then she claimed that, oh, I thought I was in my own apartment. Now, when we went to bat for the Jean family, they were perfectly happy to have us in the streets, boots on the ground, in support of them. But then when they finally got the money, right, and they finally didn't need our support anymore, they allowed their son, the remaining son, to do this.
Again, I love you as a person, and I don't wish anything bad on you. I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
those individuals, they came here, they forgave their brother's killer and set a precedent that law enforcement, e- infiltrated law enforcement, not regular law enforcement, but white supremacist infiltration of law enforcement, can, even out of uniform, they can kill us. And then when they do kill us, they will get a hug from the family members, and a hug from the judge, and a Bible from the judge, and will receive a fraction of the time they're supposed to spend in prison. Right now, due to the COVID-19 thing, they're talking about letting her out. Not in the meantime, before, until things get better. No, 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 no. Letting her out right now so that she serves less than 5 years. She killed this man in his own apartment. And she's going to do like 3 or 4 years. Then she's going to go home. That's the precedent. That's the precedent. And she gets a hug from the brother, and then, a Bible from the judge, and the bailiff was stroking her hair. That's the precedent that the Jean family helped set. But the Jean family doesn't have to live through those circumstances. They don't have to worry about that brother who hugged Amber Geiger getting gunned down in the streets later on when no one recognized him as being famous. They don't have to worry about that because they got on a plane with all that money that they got from this case and went the fuck home. They left us to deal with the aftermath. So if you vignette that situation onto Puerto Rico, you have a lot of people coming in there, right? If you get the panel by panel analysis that I'm making here, you have a lot of people coming in there not knowing what the delicate balance of the situation is, making things worse, and then leaving native Puerto Ricans to deal with the backlash, the repercussions, and the aftermath. So that's the point I was trying to make, that maybe on the basis of that, you should perhaps at least empathize with what African Americans are going through. Only JS, what's good, player? Terrell, what's good, player? We got the players in the building. Players in the building. El Inquisidor, Islamist scholar, Catholics and Muslims against atheist degenerates. Well, we don't. Come on, guys. We don't do that here. Even I'm not atheist, and I don't agree with atheistic principles. But we don't need to down talk them here. Why should we do that? All right. I'm gonna start wrapping things up here. Once again, there are male belly dancers, and they're actually pretty badass. So the trolls, they can go pound sand. That's what I wanted to actually address before I left here. You thought you're doing this man harm, but you only made him more famous. Did you think, in the environment we live in now, where we have such acceptance of all methods and all walks of life, methods of living and walks of life, did you really think that you calling them all kinds of F-bombs and all kinds of bitches and all kinds of weirdo and all kinds of pervert, did you really think that would fly over well? It's a new day and a new world. People are more open-minded. They know and they can recognize that, one, this man is not LGBTQIA+. Two, what he's doing, like the belly dance, the rocks, Akiri, no, Shakari, whatever that word is. I'll look it up more, and I'll basically commit it to my lexicon so that I can have proper usage of it. That cultural dance that originated in places like Turkey and Egypt, that's not gay. It's a cultural dance, and people know that now. So what did you guys think you were really doing? I mean, I could see if in your little club. I mean, what your audience? What is there, like 1,000 of you among millions and millions of people on YouTube? Was like 1,000 of you who think this way, that black people are stupid, where charcoal, where well, these sorts of things, and gay people are this way, and his Latino people who acknowledge their Africanness, their vende patrias. It's only like 1,000, probably less of you that think this way. I've spoken with way too many Latinos who told me like, nah, they're on some other shit. I've spoken with too many of them to even think that you guys are the majority. You're the minority. You're a vanishingly slim minority. What's going on here? Latin splaining in the building. Oh my god. Hold on one second. Let me drop you a link on IG, Latin splain. You know how we do, closed panel. Just in case you want to come in. If you're too busy, I know you got a life and all that. I myself was very busy today. That's why, I had a life too. That's why it's so late and I'm doing the stream here. Denise Gonzalez. All right. Sent that link. Let me drop a link to the performer himself. Let's see if he's around. He's probably not around, but if he is, maybe he wants to drop in. I didn't even understand. I didn't even get that many people will ask me for the link. Definitely. I just sent the link to all the people that we can have on here. Yeah, see, I'm doing my hair while listening. Oh, no problem, no problem. Get your hair did. Hold on 1 second. El Inquisidor says the wife and kids are in bed. I'm available, but taking a bathroom break. Available for what? No one was dropping a link to you. Look, man, you're rubbing elbows with people who called me charcoal. Why the fuck would you be on this panel? I thought I explained that before. Weren't you high fiving some dudes who called your brother in Christ charcoal? You were doing that, right? Like, why would you be on this panel? I don't understand. Like, people just don't get it. I don't understand. But let me see here. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. No mixing ball busting with actual positions. I don't know what that's in response to. Let me see here. What else I wanted to cover a couple of more things, but you know what? I think I'll save those things for. I'll probably save those things for a different stream. Because the thing is, hold on. Islamic scholar says he acting. Brotep is scared. Really? Islamic scholar, are you looking to get banned too? Because ooh, you looking to get banned too, like the Igbo? Take your time with it. El Inquisidor, you've let me on before. Yes, I know. But the thing is, no. I've let you on before and you were cordial up until that point. You got to remember that happened when, like, a few. Yeah, right. The least they really don't know me. Like, that's pretty funny. Plus, an opposing view is always interesting, especially one that you won't use foul language or get emotional. Well, let me ask you something, El Inquisidor. With I consider everything I've said tonight, you know, unassailable. I mean, what can be assailed about what I said tonight? That you should treat people with respect, right? Someone practicing a cultural dance shouldn't be harassed, right? Shouldn't be slandered. What's assailable about what I said? I consider what I said pretty unassailable. Oh, Pocho, let me send you a link, homie. The last thing you said that you were super busy, Pocho. So I wanna tear you away from your duties, man. Radical Latino in the build. Hold on, player.
Yo, what up?
Yo, yeah, I saw the vid you did earlier on. I got inspired. Got
I
inspired.
see. I inspired my fellow Voodoo Council. That's what's
You
up.
Voodoo Council.
What did
Doom,
you
doom,
think about
doom,
the
doom,
video that
doom,
I
doom, doom.
did?
Hell yeah, I fucks with it. Fire shit. Fire shit. From the heart. From the heart.
Thank you.
Yeah. With me, I had to take a little time out. You know how I do. I had to put my little funny clips in there. But you fired from the hip and straight from the heart. That's how I fucks with that. That's what's up.
Yeah,
And
thank you, thank you,
that's what
thank
made
you.
it so efficient and inspiring. And I was like, yo, I gotta move on this. You know,
Yeah,
just like
thank you,
that.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, I said what I had to say, but damn, who you shooting? Goddamn,
Man,
you're in
these dudes.
target practice.
Nah, man, they haven't. Look, man, they do what they do around here. You know what I'm saying? They have like they have fireworks, but a lot of times that shit's cover for other kind of shit. So
Gotcha, gotcha,
they
gotcha,
do
gotcha,
what they
gotcha.
do. They do
All
what
right,
they do.
shout out to
They
them.
ain't coming up in here though. They know better than that shit.
Shout out to them. Shout out to
Yeah,
them.
shout
But
out to them. Look, I ain't hating,
nah,
but
yeah, me
yeah,
neither. Yeah, shout out to them. What I
yeah.
was saying is that yeah, I felt like I needed to say what I had to say about it. Also put my stance on it, and support a friend. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I that's what I felt I had to do, and I didn't want to just keep it up in the ether and stay quiet. I
Hmm.
said what I needed to say.
Uh,
And it
mhm.
is what it is with that.
It's especially with so many people who I don't know. It's a big political web going on in here, needlessly so. These people are acting like they're in Washington or something. You don't need to be this politically complex. Like, well, I ain't want to say nothing about blah 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 blah. No, speak your fucking mind. Like the stuff that's really clear. If you see somebody being slandered, like that's a clear cut case. You feel me? But a lot of people are playing the politic game, and they're like, yeah, well, I feel what you're saying, person A. I also feel what you're saying, person B. And then what you're saying, person C. Well, you can do that, but you're being needlessly political here. You're not in Washington. You're not in Washington. You're
Yeah,
not in
nobody's
Hollywood.
running for office here.
Nobody's
So
running for fucking office. Speak your
yeah,
mind. You know,
the
you know when some shit is foul when you see some shit is foul.
yeah. So because truth is a friend that I encountered here on YouTube, and I do trust him, and I shared a bond. We share a bond and all that.
Hmm.
So I said, nah, it's gonna be fucked up of me if I don't at least say what I gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I gave my opinion on it. Love it or hate it. I just needed to put it out there, and not only address Domran and the accusations, but address some other people as well.
Yep. Absolutely. And I feel like I hate using that term, but in this case, it's appropriate because I don't have any proof. But I feel like a lot of these people, they're trying to silence any opposition for anything they have to say that's coming on later. So they're uprooting any dissenting voices right now. So if they can get truth up out the paint, because me, as articulate as I am, truth just blows me out the water in terms of historicity. Like this dude, he's coming out with facts, from straight up from memory, and then I put that shit through a fact checking ringer, and all that shit is pay dirt, bang, 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 and this is coming from this dude's brain through memory. So if they have some dude like this putting their nonsense through a fact checking meat grinder. Every time they say some stupid shit like, what the hell did they say last time? That we got our justice system from medieval times? Fuck out of here. You lost your fucking mind? You mean when they cut people in four halves? No, four quarters? When they rip people in half and then have the dogs eat your bowels out? That justice system? These people lost their minds, man. So if they have someone like Truth Teacher, every time they come out with some bullshit, and Truth Teacher's like, actually, every time they're like, well, this 12 person jury thing that came straight from Europe. Actually, especially with that, even I know that it came from the Arab world. For those of you who are anti-Arab, anti-Muslim, the 12-person jury, that concept came from the Muslims, straight from them. Straight from them. So the current achievement of the modern justice system is not the bequest of Europe. It's an amalgamation of many different places having come up with different forms of governance and justice, and then it came together over time. But
I think that was an ad lib for you right there, because once you throw a fact out, they're like pew pew.
This dude, man.
Uh,
like every time I say that, I say some shit they agree with
every
that.
time you say some fire shit,
You're like,
no, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought the whole 12 jury thing was some Jesus shit, like 12 disciples.
No, I
12
found
people
out that
judging.
it's I mean it does, but you know what though, the 12 is kind of like a I don't know, it's a mystical number. I don't want to go OG Del Rancho on you, but it is kind of like a sacred number, 12.
Oh,
So
is it?
people tend to
Okay.
use it a lot.
Is
People
it?
tend to use it a lot.
I wouldn't know nothing about it.
You know?
I don't know. I'm not in the Illuminati circles like you
Yeah,
are.
right? All that esoteric shit they be talking, that ain't
Yeah.
got nothing to do with nothing. Meanwhile, people are here in Puerto Rico with no fucking power.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yo,
I don't know how the three roots are gonna help people out with that shit.
you feel me?
Man.
how about the three, you know what I'm saying, the three ways you gonna send some fucking generators over there so that the
Yeah.
blood supply doesn't go bad if they need transfusions. How about that?
I don't know
'Cause-
how the spirit or the logos is gonna help out.
Yo, like these people,
Yeah,
they out their minds, man. It's like they lost their bearing on all reality. Where you know what it is? It's probably fear of facing the actual reality out here, because they know. Especially, I've seen images of OG. He's white looking ish, but he's not that white to not get yanked out the fucking car by his collar.
No, like phenotypically, obviously he's not white, bro.
Yeah,
But he's his skin is white, and I know for a fact that he sees himself as white because he gets mad every time I talk about white supremacy. He gets so pissed off and pissed off when I talk about how white Latinos are, have certain privilege. He's like, you see him getting all irate. So yeah, of course. Of course. So yeah, he goes with that whole race bullshit. You know what I mean? That's why, that's why he puts all three races down when they even tell him about identify as a race. He puts all three down. So yeah, of course he goes with that bullshit. I
he
don't
puts
believe
all three down.
Well, that's what he claims that he does. I really don't believe it. I believe
Yeah,
that he puts white, but it is what it is.
I ain't taking a bite out of that sushi. It smell funny. That shit smell funny.
Yeah,
Because
so
where I just came from, I mean, I'm here now, but where I just came from, if he gets yanked by, and that's how they do where I came from. I've seen dudes like him. One hand of the cop is holding him by his fucking collar. The other hand by the top of his hair and yank him out the fucking window of the car. Get on the fucking ground. That kind of treatment. Fucking and there's no. They don't have where I was coming from. They don't have body cams for them cops. Them cops out there with no body cams. I think they're sheriffs, something
What's a
like that.
body cam?
Yeah, right.
That's what they're saying. What's a
Yeah,
body
what's a
cam?
yeah, body cam? What?
Is that some BLM shit, boy?
That's some BLM shit you talking there, boy. They yank you out the
Yeah.
fucking car,
Fuck out of
and
here.
the thing is, he will get yanked out this car before I do.
But check this out,
Because
dude.
yeah, I'm sorry, guy.
People like him will actually not see it as racism. People like him will find excuse. No,
Even
no.
while they're calling him a,
Oh yeah,
wetback.
a wetback, a spick, and all that. People like him will find excuses to justify his his mistreatment. They will find excuses. Oh, I probably was doing this. Oh, I was
Holy
probably
mother.
doing that. And all this other stuff. They will never say that's racism, even though deep down in their gut they know that's what it is.
Come on, man. Don't tell me
at this
that,
point,
man. That's sad, man.
dude, at this point, admitting that something's racist is admitting defeat. At this point,
Wow.
so we have to, we gotta really, there's no real winning with these these sickos. You know what I mean?
Yo, what's up, bro? What's up?
Pocho, what's good? Pocho in the
going on,
building.
bro? What's up? What's up?
Yo, what's up? Hey, Rad, you saw my Instagram post, right?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
I
Yo, my
You
man,
ready for that?
I'm trying to get that full song. Timmy Turner. I'm trying to get that full song.
Oh yeah, Timmy Turner has a burner.
Yeah. You got the full song somewhere? I'm trying to hear that whole shit. Because on your
Shit,
Instagram,
dude, it's on my YouTube channel, bro. It's on my YouTube channel.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's got 1.1K views.
Oh shit.
Yeah, good shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I seen your post, bro.
Yeah. Funny as hell, bro.
Yeah, you're ready. You're ready for that vacay?
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that mestizo body for the summer, bro.
Stupid. So
yeah,
stupid.
man.
That hot mestizo summer.
Yeah. You guys want to hear something? You guys want to hear something crazy that I just found out doing my little research about Spanish? So, technically, the Spanish didn't start mixing with the indigenous and African people until the 1900s.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, that they included a lot of indigenous people after the Revolutionary War in Mexico, for example, as mestizos.
Yeah, and they didn't even give them the same rights or benefits or whatever the case is. But the 1900s, I thought it happened right away, but apparently it didn't. The only mixing.
Oh no, bro. The
only mixing that occurred was with high-ranking, high-class indigenous people that had rights to the land. That's the only mixing that occurred, and they they married within these groups so they could have right to the land, and the Spanish could have it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, the whole mestizo thing, that's very recent because I heard from oddly enough, from the Rancho podcast, and sometimes he does say some pretty informative stuff, but he had a guest on who was kind of weird. I don't know if he was Russian or what. Supposedly he's Argentinian, but he was very well versed, and he said that throughout the 15th, 16th, and 17th century, the majority of the people in Spanish America, right, were actually indigenous people. You had a small elite of criollos. You had, of course, the Spanish there. And then you had the vast majority of them were the African slaves and the indigenous people. The mixing occurred during the 20th century when a lot of Italian, German, and Irish immigrants were, and of course Spanish and Portuguese, right, were encouraged to travel to the no longer New Spain, former colonies, and that's when the mixing occurred, not during the actual conquest.
Yeah, that's what I found out. I was like, oh shit, this is kind of interesting. I wasn't aware of it.
Pocho, El Inquisidor is asking for you to clear up the gay comment or something like that. LGBTQ support.
Oh yes. So Right. Okay. So basically, what I said in the chat. Look, in my opinion, I do not. I'm not. I wouldn't call myself a supporter of the LGBTQ. uh like, this doesn't mean that I'm somebody who believes that they should be oppressed. Like, for example, with
Mhm.
marriage, marriage is obviously a very religious thing, and
Yeah.
I myself wouldn't consider myself Christian or Catholic or certainly not, Muslim or anything like that. So I don't care if gay people get married. Like, if you're gay, you want to get married, I personally don't care. uh what I will say, however, what I will say is that when it comes to the whole black and brown unity thing, uh, I guess some people in the chat were saying that, oh, you're like Latinx or whatever. I'm like, no, bro. You don't have to support LGBTQ in order to be pro
Yeah.
black and brown unity. Like, that's just not a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, they're mixing things up, and we always have to be careful of people like that. See that there? That's agent talk. So here's somebody coming through with that shit. That's divisive agent talk. They coming through there to cause confusion. You know what I'm saying? So somebody like one of the things that I was discussing when we were talking about the movie The Eternals is that they compound minorities. For you to represent me in a movie, song, TV show, why I gotta be black and gay and disabled and mentally, deficient and a veteran and all these different minorities? You got to stack them and compound them. Just put me as black and let me have that as my community. Not saying anything's wrong with those other communities, but let me have that as my community. So with black and brown, right? Well, we gotta be black and brown and LGBT and Martians and Atlanteans and all these different things.
Yeah,
we just
yeah, that's
it's
kind of
just
what I
black and
said
brown.
in
What
the
it gotta be?
chat. I was like, I refer back to the 1960s with the Black Panther movement and the Brown Berets, and I know
Mhm.
this was Old Town America, but, I still kind of like to reference them. There was a Black and Brown movement in America that did not include LGBTQIA or anything like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
they got
They
their own shit.
specifically fought for their rights. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
they
that's
got
kind
their
of
own shit.
so just to answer it, El Inquisidor, I
Mhm.
think that's his name.
Yeah,
Um, so just to clarify, bro, when I said 1960s, that's what I was referring to. I was referring to that period of time when people were, I guess, more traditional. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. And you ain't clearing nothing up for me. It's just he keeps asking him for it. So I was like, hey, he wants you to address the point or something. But because yeah, I rocks with you on that. Like, what the
Honey,
hell?
I'm home.
Yeah, Latin X. Is anyone on this panel Latin X? Say I. Or are you just Latino? You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Hello?
come on, man. Just stop compounding minorities on us.
Yo.
It's okay to just be Latino. It's okay to just be black. I
We can
got
hear you, Rad. We can hear you.
oh Rad, what up?
Speak up, bro.
My bad, guys. No,
No, it's
sorry,
cool.
sorry.
No, I thought you were trying
No,
to
no, no,
add
go
something.
ahead.
But,
No,
but
go ahead.
yeah, it's okay to just be Latino. We gotta be Latino and another minority on top of that, another minority on top of that. No, you're not
Mm.
Latinx. Latinx is
Well, I
like
heard.
that X is an unknown value for like they don't know if you're gay, if you're trans, if you're this, if
No,
you're
you're an
that.
egg. You're an egg.
Yeah, you know.
You're an egg.
Yeah. So no, we don't do the Latinx thing. At least you know what? I ain't gonna speak for y'all, but to my knowledge, don't nobody here on this platform here or any adjacent platforms like Denise's or Rad's or yours or Truth Teachers. Don't nobody do the Latinx thing because it's confusing for no reason.
Hmm.
We know who we are, and those platforms who do the Latinx thing, more power to them. Let them do that over there. Just like with the the LGBT movement with Harvey Milk and all those different individuals and those figures, right? They did their thing and they fought for their rights. And over here in the black diaspora, we support that. We support that they fought for their rights. And because we're both fair-minded groups, our rights will never come at cross purposes. Me being a black man and fighting for my rights will never come at cross purposes and harm an LGBT person because that's not what my rights are about. My rights are not about
Right.
exploiting and oppressing people, and their rights are not
Hmm.
about now when we come to the exploiters and those people pulling the strings, those puppeteers, who are up on Twitter and on Instagram. Like if you slip up and call Ellen Page, like you slip up, innocently. Oh my God, cancel him. What the fuck? Elliot didn't even back that. She never said, yo, cancel him for doing that. It's you, the fucking bully. It's the bullies I got a problem with. But hold on one second.
That's right. Cancel them. That's right.
No, we don't cancel the bullies either. I'm just saying.
Right. Cancel them.
Hold on one second. This dude, El Inquisidor, says, what the hell is that? He just said that the 1200s was the pinnacle of humanity. I don't know what. Look, man, whatever it is you drink,
yeah, the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages, when people believed in werewolves and fairies and mermaids. Yeah, that's totally the pinnacle of human civilization. They would burn you if they believed you were a werewolf. They would burn you if they believed you were a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you showing up, and it will be the damnedest thing too. The things that I've been reading.
Those things don't exist.
No, Rad, they don't.
Well, I will say, look, I'm somebody who likes mystery and, and the paranormal and stuff like that. So I do believe that there are things that are out there. As far as like werewolves, for example, I did actually watch a recent documentary about werewolves where you have accounts going all the way to Babylonian times, of some type of dogmen species that would roam the isolated areas and would pick on people and eat them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what they used to call my ex too. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but hey, you never know what's going on out there. You know how they say that there's a quote in Jurassic Park that said life finds a way. So if you have enough guys out there fucking wolves, you never know. It's like they have to have a decree. Yeah, one of those countries have to have a decree. Stop fucking the sheep. Look, man, why would they have to have a decree if people weren't out there fucking the sheep? And you keep doing that, life's gonna be like.
I'm just saying, like,
the Spanish was some
the
nasty
Spanish.
Listen, the Spanish.
Oh, it's
nasty.
Oh shit, this dude's gonna make the streets hot in this channel, bro.
Man, they used to be on some bestiality shit, and these are the people who are Christian. If you're Christian, you're on some bestiality shit. You know what I mean? So. You know what I'm saying?
Man, bro, yeah. I've heard that like
your ass gonna make the streets hot on this channel and then leave.
No, I'm just saying, like, does anybody really believe that the Middle Ages was the pinnacle of humanity? I mean, come on.
They ain't gonna isolate and say Rad said that shit. They're gonna be like, this nigga Brotep can't keep Hispanics out his fucking mouth, yo. They ain't gonna say, oh, Rad said it and left. Hold up. Yeah, but he is on some shit, Pocho. The 1200s was, look, Inquisidor, I don't know what the fuck he drinking.
Because Klaus said the same thing too, and I'm like, bro, are you serious? Like, fair trial? Remember when we talked about that, Brotep? Fair trial?
Yeah. Yeah. And I brought something like that earlier before he dropped through with the what do you call it, the jurors. Because these people, they've lost their minds, man. Whatever the hell they're drinking, they should cut that shit with some water. That shit is too strong, man. It's way too strong. Because these niggas acting like they weren't out there using leeches to suck away evil spirits when people got sick and shit. Like they weren't putting screws. What was that helmet they put on with screws in it? And they'd screw holes in your mind so that the sickness can pour out? So the pinnacle of humanity.
Yeah, no, I know what. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's called semen.
Right, bro. What? Some mind you have, dude. Some mind.
Oh my god. But yeah, hold on. The 1200s was the pinnacle of mankind. The world hasn't ended yet. I think during the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, we might see something better. Let's see. Well, I mean,
okay. Well, hey, that's your opinion. That's fine.
Yeah, because look, Inquisidor, you know I grew up Catholic, but the thing is, I'm also I'm a pragmatist, so I'm not gonna sit here and allow.
I'm sorry. A what?
Catholic. Oh, you mean the other word, pragmatist?
What the hell is that?
I'm pragmatic. I do shit that works.
Okay,
I
okay,
believe in shit that works.
okay.
That's the street. That's a street definition. I believe in
Oh,
shit that works. You know what I'm saying? I'm also a pragmatist, El Inquisidor. So I'm not gonna sit here and allow Jesus to come back to save me. Like, I'm gonna save myself. When he gets here, we'll talk about it. But I'll save myself for now, if that's okay with you. So, the Immaculate Heart of Mary. That sounds very nice. But how about we solve our problems now? Right? So, like, for example, El Inquisidor, you're Puerto Rican or Dominican? What are you?
he's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican? So, have you thought about sending some? Because you know what? During the earthquake, here's what we did. If you want to take that as some sort of blueprint, what we did here during the earthquake, we sent water. We also sent there's a filter, a handheld filter that helps you. It only lasts for so long, but it lasts long enough to help you from dying of thirst, where it turns dirty water into clean water if you pump it.
Oh, wait a
Right?
minute! I seen that. It's like a skinny long tube or whatever the case is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't.
seen
Yeah.
that.
I don't recommend using it a whole bunch of times. Like
Yeah,
What?
'cause
Wait.
a couple
Skinny
times,
long tube? What?
stop it.
no,
No,
it's
What?
a,
What are
no,
you?
it's a
What are you
long
saying,
tube.
Rad? What are you saying, Rad?
no. It's a skinny long tube. You it's like a
Hey, you
bike
never know with
pump.
Rad. You never know with Rad.
It's like a
Yep.
bike pump, and on the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
end,
Exactly.
clean water comes out, and
Yep.
I think how many cycles can you have? It has a really
You mean how many
reason.
cycles have something like that? You mean how many
No,
psychos have
no, no,
have
no,
something
no.
like that?
How many
Life cycle,
cycles?
life cycles.
Just those on
It
the
has
panel.
to
Yeah.
have like I think
Yeah. Before that
it has a
filter. Yeah.
reasonable
Before that filter's
amount,
fucked
but
up.
yeah,
Hmm.
it has a
Yeah.
reasonable
So I
amount,
don't
but you
recommend
can't
using it on a permanent basis. Yeah, you can't
yeah.
just keep doing that shit. But we sent something. We sent some stuff like that, and also one of the things we did was that we sent generators. Like we got communities, like places that will need the electricity more. We'll send the generators there, like little clinics and all these sorts of things, so that the blood. Notice I keep mentioning the blood. That's a crucial thing. Right now, we take it for granted that we have electricity, and so the blood we need for transfusions being refrigerated right now. So if the power goes out, that's the first thing. Well, one of the first things that go. The second thing that goes is insulin for people who have diabetic needs, right? And I think the third thing
And
that goes
is women from the streets. They just go back
the
home. Like, what the fuck?
women from the streets. Yeah, that's the other version,
Oh my god, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, so those are the things we did, El Inquisidor. So what are you doing right now to help Puerto Rico during this time of crisis, right? You're sending water and supplies and people in need out there.
I'm sending prayers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That's what
let's send prayers
He sending
and
prayers.
instructions on the three. What the fuck was it? The three roots.
The
Yeah,
three, the three,
yeah.
the three.
Oh yeah, la
down.
mestizaje, la mestizaje.
Yeah. The three roots.
Yeah.
No, you know what's funny? You know what's funny?
This is how.
Yeah, they'll even drink that.
Wait, you know what's funny?
The Spanish
Go ahead.
Did the Caribbean? Yeah. I'm hungry. Yeah, but the Spanish though.
The Spanish though.
No. You know what's funny? Like, I don't know if you guys seen this, but you know Neil deGrasse Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's like a meme that's been out there for a lot of years where Neil deGrasse Tyson is essentially like his face is like faded, and it's like he's on like the background is like the galaxy. So you see the cosmos, you know, stars and everything, right? The big universe that's out there. And then you have a little quote on the bottom. You know, it's a meme. You have a little quote on the bottom that says, "Oh, there were 6 more Jews died in the Holocaust than stars in the galaxy," or something like that, right? And it's kind of supposed to be like this generic meme. So imagine we put like Rancho's face on the cosmos, right? We have it faded a little bit, and then we have a quote that says "La mestizaje is universal," the 3 roots, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
And
That'll be funny, bro.
We could put different jokes on there depending on what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yes.
Depending
Well, I
on
mean,
what
the
it
thing
is.
is,
There's more
thing is,
stars.
the
No, La
meme
Raza
don't make it
Cosmica.
famous.
La Raza Cosmica. Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna make. I ain't gonna do that. I should make him famous. Fuck
Galaxy
out of here.
than brain cells in this guy's head.
No, don't do that shit. Because then memes make people famous. So then now we're gonna be.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
we're gonna be doing
right.
this promotional work for him.
Yeah, I don't want to make him, go from 800 subs to like fucking 22,000, right?
Yeah, or more if we're unlucky. Nah, fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Let him do his own legwork.
If
Fuck
he
him.
keeps on paying for his views, then
Oh, that might be a problem. Yeah.
Oh, he pays for views?
Yeah.
Wait, does he pay for views? Really?
Yeah, he pays for views, bro.
Shit, bro, you better start paying more because that guy's just getting like 800, 1,000 views. Like, what the hell?
That
ain't gonna influence nobody.
Listen.
That's a giveaway.
It's
Because if you have that many, I'm sorry, go ahead, right?
there's a website where you can find organic views, and the majority of his views are not organic whatsoever. And it's really easy to pay views.
Oh shit!
To get 1,000 or 2,000 views is like $1 or $2 or whatever. So yeah, but the thing is, YouTube sometimes takes views away. Sometimes they keep it on. It's not as good as Twitch and all these other platforms that actually are up on it.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm just saying, bro. It's like that novel that or not a novel. I'm sorry, but it might as well be a novel because it's just so fictional and ridiculous. But it's called La Raza Cósmica by Jose Vasconcelos.
Yeah.
Rad. You've heard about that, right?
Yeah, of course. I've heard
So,
of it.
yeah, La Raza Cósmica is basically like the whole where this whole Mestizaje Three Roots new agey type of bullshit kind of started. And I'm just saying, bro, like the quote is like La Raza Cósmica, and it's like Rancho's face on the cosmos or something like that, La Raza, La Three Mestizaje Roots or whatever.
What are the three mestizaje roots? Indio, Spanish. What is that?
No. The three roots that make someone, in his words, Hispanic is mestizaje, right? Cristo Rey, meaning the Catholic faith, right? Christianity, and knowing Spanish.
Oh, and what's mestizaje?
Mestizaje meaning Spanish and native mixed. So it's being mixed.
Oh, okay.
So to him, that's what makes someone Hispanic in his view. The thing is, he contradicts himself by saying anybody could be adopted by being Hispanic. So then that means you will not need no three roots.
Yeah, you don't need no three roots then.
Exactly. If somebody can be adopted into the whole Hispanic culture, then what's the need of the three roots? That makes no type of sense.
Yeah. And I think that Chinese could also be adopted too.
The what?
Yeah, but I have a question. I have a question though. So what does a black fit in? Because don't they have black in them? So if it's only in Indio and Spanish, Christianity.
No, mind you, this is his theory. This is his theory.
Yeah. According to his theory, what is?
It doesn't make sense.
It's a meme, bro. It's a meme. It's a meme, dude.
Theory. Like,
it's a meme.
Yeah,
it's a walking ass meme.
That's all it is. It's his theory that he just made up, and he is the sole emperor of. But to be,
bro, how can Rancho's not gonna be the emperor of anything, bro? Are you kidding me, bro? Mario looking ass motherfucker. Come on, bro.
To be honest,
oh yeah, the emperor of Bowser, the Mushroom Kingdom, the Mushroom Kingdom.
To be honest, he's the only emperor of his theory. Mind you, it's his theory that he made up his own little logic or whatever. I have my the way I see it, I have my own criteria of what I think makes a Latin person a Latin person. Nobody could just be adopted into it. This is a lineage that we all went through. You know what I mean? Like, what to me is having 2 or 3 races, right? Which is, either Spanish, native, black, or whatever the case is. Having a slave language, which is Spanish. Shared food, music, culture, and dance. Also, so
the Portuguese can qualify too then. Portuguese.
Yes, Portuguese does qualify. Number 4 will be the enslavement of the Spaniard or people from
Latin.
Spain or Portuguese or Portugal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the Latin, like Portugal,
exactly.
Catalan.
Number 5,
like Catalonian. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, number 5, a slave last name, and 6, shared stereotype experiences here in America that all Latin people face. So these are the things that all six points that I believe makes a Latin person a Latin person.
But that shit makes sense. That shit makes sense. Yeah, like, what the fuck is the three roots?
I'm not talking about.
No, bro. If you don't understand, it's the cosmetic parallel universe three roots. La raza cósmica.
See, this is the thing. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about the fact that you have to be mixed. Number one is having 2 or 3 races. So that you know what I'm saying? 2, 3, or 1. It doesn't matter. But all of them at least have to apply one another. But my whole point is none of these other things come into play, and you can't be adopted into this, thing because I'm sorry to say it's an experience that nobody would understand or experience outside of you being part of that. For example, if a white kid gets adopted by a Mexican family, he's not gonna know what it feels to be Mexican, no matter how adopted into the culture he is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's my opinion.
What that dude is doing, he's recruiting. Again, I had mentioned before that these guys, they're working from the old handbook. They're hold on one second. Let me break into
it's so
the
hot in
circle
here. What
jerk.
the fuck?
What do you? Hold on one second. Let me break into the circle jerk. What do you say, gentlemen? So you think it's just a circle jerk?
No, let him come on. Let him come on. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever.
Wait, what?
He's saying this is a circle jerk, as in an echo chamber. Where we're basically yeah. He wants to come in and offer counterpoints.
Well, if this was a circle jerk, don't you think we'll have, the Christian Christ right in front of us and us wearing black robes?
Well, hey, Radical, you were the one who brought up tubes, bro. You were the one who brought up water tubes or whatever, okay?
Wait. Just like the Masons did. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just go too far? Were the Masons Christians?
No, they're Gnostic. I think they're Gnostic.
Yo, didn't he say he's just the janitor of the slow death circus?
Oh my god, bro. Bro. I gotta roast you!
Oh, god. That's funny.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
I mean, they do say Mario was a plumber. So maybe OJ the Rancho was clean to the crap or something like that.
I wanted to say. All right. I wanted to say something.
All right, good.
Wait, I wanted to say something that real quick. I remember, like in the beginning of the stream, you said that some of these guys wouldn't be intellectual to be in a stage or crowd and speak their talking points. I totally agree with you. Mind you, I got so far the time that I've been doing this, I've been invited to attend 3 lectures, and I was a part and I spoke, in 2 lectures, and 1 lecture was just all by myself, which was a little, exciting, but also I was a little nervous,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I never went but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I stuck to my talking points. I stuck to what I know, and I kept it going. Yeah, I kept it going, and it was a free fall, like it was free flowing, and
I got you, man.
The thing is, I don't think that these people outside of a blank screen, they'll actually have the same talking points or the same energy outside.
No, they won't.
when it comes to, let's say, go in the middle of Harlem, start talking your bullshit. Let's see if you'll survive. You know what I'm saying? Because
or go up to Real Sureños and talk about Spain.
Yeah, because
No, listen,
exactly
listen.
because
You know?
this is my thing. I am the same way how I am off. I am the same way how I am on.
Mhm.
You know, and I've spoken this same message unapologetically in a room full of white folks, and I didn't skip a beat.
Hmm.
So
That's base, bro. That's alpha. That's alpha.
he's so stupid. The way I see it is, unless these people can do the same thing and have other people that are in these intellectual circles and invite them into a intellectual space like a college,
Mhm.
then shut the hell up. You're
Yep.
not bringing nothing to the table. You guys are a bunch of boring fucks that wouldn't even be a footnote into the pages of history.
Hmm. That's the other thing. The fucking boredom. I was so bored.
Right,
I,
right.
I was
It's just
enraged. No, no, no. Domren's video on Truth Teacher. I was so bored. Like I cut that on because I was hearing, okay, he went at Truth. He went at our performer here, and then I clicked on the on. I went to his page, clicked on the thing, and it's just mind-numbingly boring. I'm like, who is listening to this dude? Who?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. Mental midgets, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Who's listening to this dude with this? Yeah, and this guy, he's a pervert, and
He
I
talks
don't
very slowly.
know.
Like I don't get it. Like, what's
Yeah,
up, bro? Like, speak up. Speak your piece, bro. Seriously, get a
I
mic.
mean, to be honest, in terms of our articulate, being articulate and being fluid in his speech and stuff like that, he's head and shoulders miles above somebody like Regan Delphia or somebody like Shivo.
That's true.
Yeah, miles above them, which confounds me because I'm like, wait a minute, Domran, you are I mean, you're boring, but you're this fluid in speech and this articulate and this, verbose, and you're letting that guy there tell you don't show your face no more. I don't think it's a good. I think it'd be a good idea if you don't show your face anymore because he's too black.
Yikes, yikes.
And you
That's
listen.
pretty beta. That's pretty beta.
Yes, that's fucking beta. Oh shit! I gotta get a clip of Jesse Lee Peterson saying beta. Oh, you a
Right,
beta male?
right.
Beta, beta. I'm getting my clip game up. But yeah. So anyhow, man, I'm about to wrap this up. I think we've kind of covered everything that needs to be covered in this
All right.
particular.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I did want to mention something. I did want to mention something real quick about
Yeah, absolutely.
what you said, Brotep. At the very beginning, like, okay, how come the media has to kind of always include somehow, some way, whether it's entertainment or political matters, minorities with LGBT. Like, why can't it just be black? Why can't it just be Latino?
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, have you heard of something? I think it existed in the 1970s.
Have you heard
And
of Jews?
well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not going to say that. But there was a pact called the Homosexual Union Pact that existed back in the 1970s.
What?
And yes, the
Wow.
Homosexual Union Pact.
Are you
And
serious?
there was
It sounds like a league.
Yeah,
It
look
sounds
it
like
up.
a league of superheroes or something.
Well,
The
that's what they
homosexual
call
union.
themselves because they wanted to be influential in Congress. And
Oh,
there
okay.
was something called the Homosexual Manifesto, and it was written. It was kind of leaked by them, but it was written by a guy named Michael Swift, and this was during the 70s. And
Well, these people are
essentially,
like superheroes. But God, Michael
essentially,
Swift.
what it was if you look up the Homosexual Manifesto, these people point by point say that they are going to try to lobby the government and they're going to try to influence the media and the culture as much as they can to sodomize either certain shows, TV shows, radio talk shows, churches, to kind of preach gay acceptance, and that eventually we're going to make it normalized. That's what they say.
Oh
Wow.
shit!
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Yeah,
didn't
look
know
it up
that.
for yourself if you don't believe me.
Yeah. Well, see
Yeah, the Gay
that's
Manifesto.
That's what I mean by when I say like certain people who see I don't think LGBT people think like that. It's a group of people who have their strings, their puppeteers, and they do this sort of thing. You know, basically they're the gay Illuminati. Then you know, so they're doing that thing. Or I mean, it
Mhm.
looks like it's working. It
Yeah,
looks like it's working.
yeah.
You know,
No, if you
Wow.
don't
but
believe me, like I said, all you gotta do
no.
for any of you guys, go to DuckDuckGo or Google, right? I use DuckDuckGo
Mm,
because I don't want Google to spy on me, but you know,
mm.
look up 1972 homosexual manifesto, homosexual union pact. Just look that up.
All right. Oh well. But yeah. All right. Actually, let me put that in the search engine.
Hmm.
So 1970s.
Yes, yes, homosexual manifesto.
Yeah. I see it. Gay Liberation Front. Well, I mean, the
Wow.
thing is, if they're about, that's the thing, right? We have to separate whether it's a liberation movement or if it's a an oppression movement. If they're oppressors, like puppeteering people so that they can tread on other people's rights, then I'm against that. But if they're fighting for their rights, I support that. Let me see a gay manifesto.
Yeah, and they
The
don't
gay
say anything about
manifesto
fighting
against.
oppression in the manifesto. Like they openly say that no, we want to promote sodomy in culture.
Wow,
We will sodomize your priests. We will sodomize your favorite TV shows. We will sodomize the radio talk show heads. Things like that.
wow.
I
Well,
don't know. That sounds pretty base to me.
too bad,
You
yo.
stupid, bro. Go ahead.
But yeah, all right. I mean, it is what it is. I guess I'll read that later on. But let me see. I gotta get get off this stream here. We're running on two
Yeah.
hours, and then these things are supposed to be 1 hour's tops. So, like,
Hmm.
comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, go ahead and share a link to this channel, share a link to this video. Let's grow this platform. Currently, we're at 120, 130 subs. We need to grow this platform so it's a bigger base for you to guys to come here and operate under. You know what I mean? So you guys can come in, have a nice place where you can hang out, you can chill, you can learn things, you can be entertained. All these different things can happen on this platform. You can see that we have a lot of different sorts of genres where we have geekdom, comics, movies, TV shows, facts. We have uh, socio-political. We have environmental. All these different. We have tech. Rad already did a review, a tech review. So we have that branch going
Oh,
on.
oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I gotta do another one.
Yeah, and there's
Um,
more coming as you just heard from Rad. So we
yeah.
have all kinds of different genres on this platform. Let's let it grow. It can only be as big as you allow it to be. So go ahead
Yeah.
and
I'm gonna share it
also
on my IG. I'm gonna share it on my IG.
good looking out. And I want to hear that song. If let me go, I'm gonna go on your platform,
Yeah.
Ocho, so I can hear
No,
that song.
I'll leave a comment. Because I have two channels, right? Because the trolls, right? I don't want them
Yeah.
to fuck with me.
Oh, okay.
But I'll
Hit me on
yeah
IG. On IG with the channel, so I can
yeah
hear it.
yeah yeah absolutely.
Yeah.
And the comment section too. I'll comment.
Cool, cool. And I mean, well,
Yo,
if
are the
you own the
people
rights to the song, because
are the
I put it
people
on this channel too if you want.
are the
You
people
know.
giving that to Harpocho?
Definitely.
N- Uh,
Not well. Back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean like a good 5 months ago. You had the people who would like say dumb stuff and stalk my pages for some reason.
mm, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now they don't do that too much. Or
Yeah. No, they definitely don't.
okay.
Oh, okay.
All
Cool.
right.
Cool. Cool.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. So everybody. Have a good one wherever you happen to be in the world, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Peace.
Peace.